Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You's about to get shell-shocked. Hey, welcome to So Awkward. It's me, Don.
I'm Jester.
Why are we up so late?
We just saw the Turtles movie. I didn't hate it, which I know everyone's shocked about because I hate everything.
Everyone's shell-shocked. Because you hate everything. I went in with really low expectations.
Right.
And I think yours were lower because you're the turtle lover. I like the Turtles. Like, I've seen the cartoon, I've seen all the movies. I like the Turtles. I don't love the Turtles.
You have a shirt.
I have a shirt. You have a shirt.
I have 3 of them.
I thought it was really good.
I had a lot of fun.
The whole theater was laughing.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
I laughed.
I'm glad you liked it. I think, I mean, just to get it out of the way, I mean, everybody's seen the design of the Turtles. They don't look like this. They look like giant monster.
They're monsters.
They look terrible.
They're so ugly.
They're so ugly. I mean, they went like realistic or something. Like that, you can see the scales and the texture.
I'm not into it.
I got used to it, but I never got over how horrible the design was.
Right.
But I think if they'd used the CG to do like a really faithful design, but if the movie was identical, I think it would be the perfect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
No, whoa, chill. It's just a mask. See? Don't freak out.
They didn't look like teenagers to me. Nor did they sound like teenagers.
Well,
like, they sounded like old men.
How old is Johnny Knoxville?
Right.
Johnny Knoxville was the voice of Leo.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville's got to be 45. He's got to be in his 40s. I mean, I like Johnny Knoxville. I'm a big Jackass fan. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I think he's even a good actor. I like Johnny Knoxville. I mean, vocally, he didn't give a bad performance.
It wasn't bad.
It didn't work for Leo.
But they weren't teenagers.
What about the party dude? Who's that? Michelangelo?
Michelangelo. I guess he was a teenager.
He was a teenager. He had a skateboard, but it was like a rocket skateboard.
Yeah.
Which sounds stupid, but I liked it.
No, it was really cool.
It was really cool. And even all the stuff that looked really dumb in the trailer, like sliding on their shells, or when that scene where it was slow motion and he went into the car.
Yeah.
In the movie, it all worked.
That was really good.
Yeah. What did you think of Splinter, voiced by Tony Shalhoub of Monk fame?
Yeah. I couldn't get over the voice.
It took me a while to get over it. Like, he wasn't Japanese.
No.
I mean, Tony Shalhoub did a great job. He's a great actor.
I agree.
And it worked for the character they created, but he's got to be Japanese. And he can't just read a book on ninjutsu and become a ninjutsu.
Yeah,
that seemed a little forced.
Right.
Was it the first movie where Splinter was a rat, like in the dojo, and he would watch the master? And as
I think it was the first one.
That's what you got to do. That was cool. But
Splinter was too ugly. Like with the Turtles, they were all just too ugly.
I thought he was less ugly than the Turtles. I liked the visual of Splinter. I didn't know about like the whole mustache thing.
I don't like that.
But I thought he looked as good as the puppet in the old movies. Whereas I don't think the Turtles looked as good as the puppets in the old movies.
But I do like that in this new one, Splinter was a total badass.
He was a total badass. He had really good fight scenes.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do any of that in the old ones.
And that's because he's a puppet.
He was frail and I assumed really old. So he didn't fight in the old ones.
He fought in this.
This was neat.
Yeah. What did you think of the design of Shredder?
It was too much.
He looked like a transformer.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Shredder.
There was no purple.
No, it was all chrome.
You gotta have a little purple.
Yeah, just have a guy in a mask and a cape with things
Yeah.
with claws.
I
He looked like a transformer. It was ridiculous.
I was disappointed that we saw his face almost immediately.
Sure.
They could have built that up a little more.
Well-
Suspense-wise, and also, I didn't really like his face. It wasn't scarred enough.
Sure, yeah. No, I don't know much about Splinter. Sorry.
Shredder.
I don't know much, see? I don't know much about Shredder. Like, I enjoyed the scenes where the Turtles fought the Foot Clan, because that felt real, and those were just people in masks, whereas all the scenes with Shredder fighting were just, they looked like a cartoon.
What about April O'Neil?
Megan Fox, I didn't mind her. Beautiful woman. Possibly the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Brunette with just sparkling green eyes.
That's my problem with her. She's too pretty for this role.
But, I mean, it's a comic book movie. Like, if
I understand how people are going to like that,
I liked it.
but I have a problem with it.
But if I watch a movie where, like, Tom Cruise plays a toll booth operator, that takes me out of the movie because that's ridiculous. But if I watch a movie where Megan Fox plays a TV reporter in the universe with giant talking turtles, I can believe it.
Sure. I would have appreciated Felicia Day more.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Maybe you people know who that is. But she actually has red hair.
Yeah, Megan Fox didn't have red hair.
April has to have red hair.
But she's not as bad an actress as I thought she would be. Like, everybody complains about Megan Fox. She's not like a master thespian, but I thought she did pretty good.
She did pretty well.
She had some funny lines.
Yeah. And I liked that they actually gave April something to do. Because they never do. April's just always there.
No, she was an active participant in the plot. She helped save the day.
Yeah.
Because in the first movie way back when, April was played by, I don't know.
I have no idea.
And in the second movie, she was played by, I don't know. And the third movie was the same one as the second movie.
Right.
I think Megan Fox, I'm going to say it, other than the cartoon, which is the iconic April O'Neil, I think Megan Fox has been the best April O'Neil.
I agree with that. The other two just sucked.
April wears a yellow jacket, but she doesn't wear a jumpsuit.
No. That's probably a good thing. I
She does wear skinny
appreciate
jeans.
I appreciate the
movie.
yellow jacket. But she should have red hair. It's possibly too bright.
Oh, okay. Turn on your heart light. You know that song?
No.
I thought the first half hour of the movie, where it was just build up, like showing the threat of the Foot and Shredder, and then like you just see the turtles like in shadow. Like I thought that was all perfect. And
Yeah.
then the turtles reveal themselves, and it's like, I mean, we've all seen them in the commercial. They're grotesque, and they're really off-putting. But it was, I hate to say this, but it was so well written and acted. Like, they were really funny and charming that after a while, I didn't even care that they were so gross. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg.
I know it.
She was good. Not enough Whoopi Goldberg. It's like in the Guardians of the Galaxy, there was like a hint of Thanos. Not enough Thanos. This movie had just a hint of Whoopi Goldberg. Right. She was basically playing Thanos, right? I'm not even joking. I'm happy to see Whoopi Goldberg acting again. I thought she just did The View. Like, when's the last time she's had an actual acting role?
I have no idea.
Like, she came back to do a Turtles movie. I think that's awesome. And she was really good. She was funny.
Yeah.
She was April's boss who didn't believe April when she said she saw talking turtles. That was her role. And then she fires April, and then you never see her again. Will Arnett? What did you think of his role?
I guess it was fine.
He played Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a hit? Is it going to beat Guardians of the Galaxy?
I don't know. I think it's going to be well received, which I didn't think it would be. I thought everybody was going to hate this movie.
Right. We showed up in our turtle shirts. I'm not saying it wasn't a full theater by any means.
No.
Maybe it was half full, if that. But there were a lot of people there in turtle outfits. I don't mean dressed as turtles, although there was one group who had the masks. There was a guy in his turtle pajamas. They were missing Mikey, though. Yeah, it was just 3 of them. I mean, props to Michael Bay, who didn't direct it. It was Jonathan Liebsman, I believe was the director's name, but Michael Bay was, the brains behind this. Like, he made $1 billion revamping Transformers, which I don't love those movies. But, he pulled it off. This was really good. And I think other than the visuals, if you're a Turtle fan, I think it was really respectful.
It was. They were a little too violent for me. Like in the old movies, did they really hurt anybody?
I think in the first movie, they hurt people.
Okay.
In the first movie, and they've got Casey Jones is not in this movie. That's another flaw.
Yeah.
That's my favorite turtle character. And then the second movie wasn't violent at all. That was a cartoon. Vanilla Ice is rapping.
Yeah.
And they have that fight in the toy store where they're hitting people with yo-yos.
Right.
And that's fun. But I think a lot of people like the first one because it's violent. Because I think the comic book was very violent. And then it was, turned into a children's cartoon.
And maybe this is more true to the actual turtles, but they were really violent to me. And I don't know if I like that.
I do think of the turtles as lighthearted and not too violent, even though they have swords. But did they kill anybody in this movie?
I think people died.
I don't think you really saw, blood.
No.
You saw mutagen. See, when we watch all of these Marvel movies, I know who all the characters are. And when they have, the little inside jokes and Easter eggs, I get it, and you don't get it. In this movie, I got the scene where they threw the pizza in the air and it landed on Splinter's head because you took a picture of it.
The only thing that's missing is that Splinter should have said kids.
Were there any other, little inside jokes for the fans that I wouldn't have got, but you got?
I think you may have gotten this one if you heard that they were going to be aliens when they were first coming up with this idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I remember
that.
And
Will Arnett, when April's talking about them, he's like, are they aliens? And she goes, that's stupid.
So they're aliens?
No, that's stupid. They're turtles.
Is there anything else we should know about them?
They're ninjas.
They should make fun of that because it is stupid.
Yeah, they weren't aliens. Did you...
Thank God.
I mean, there was some talk about how the mutagen may have been extraterrestrial. I think they said something.
I think so.
But they were turtles and rats that were mutated, if anybody's afraid. What else we got to say about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
Go see it.
Go see it.
Which I was not expecting to say.
If you're a turtle fan and you're on the fence, go see it. It was a lot of fun. I hope Casey Jones is in the sequel.
That would be good.
If they get Krang and Casey Jones in the sequel, it'll be the best movie ever made. And Thanos.
That means they have to bring Whoopi back.
Oh, Whoopi will be back.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.